Here we are again talking about Nintendo Wii game prices today versus 6 months ago. In this video, we're going to go ahead and check out the values of these games and figure out why they are where they are. Also, this is part 2, so if you missed part 1, go check that out. With that being said, let's get into it.
We would like to play.
Before we get started, the prices in this video are based on complete game prices from Pricecharting.com, as well as comparing them to eBay sold listings. So if you see a price that's the same or close, or maybe just a little bit different, the game prices can change day to day and can even change depending on what website you're using compared to what I'm using. So they may be a little different, and if they are, that may be why. But enough about that, let's get into the game prices. First off, we've got to start with an amazing action-adventure game placed in Japan. Okami is a Japanese mythology slash folklore game that is absolutely amazing. It looks wonderful, the artwork is absolutely insane, and is what keeps drawing me back to playing this game, so I just had to bring it up here. Now, if you check this game out right now on Price Charting Complete, it is going for about $9, but if you go back 6 months, this game is worth $10. So it really hasn't changed much. Now, if we go and look this up on eBay sold listings, we see it from $8 to $9 all the way up to $13 to $15, which is pretty much the same as what Price Charting says. It just depends on when Price Charting calculates and all that. But this game is really amazing, but for some reason it's just not worth as much as it probably should be, and that's probably because it was released on systems, or I guess re-released on systems like the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. So I think that's why this game hasn't gone up in value, but it really is truly an amazing game. If you haven't played it, you definitely should. Next up, we have Mario Super Sluggers, which is an awesome arcade sports baseball game that takes the characters from the Mushroom Kingdom and puts them in the game. Now, I am a huge fan of these Mario sports games because they're just so much fun. They're always arcadey, over the top, and I think that's what keeps drawing me back to playing these and even talking about them. Now, if I look this game up on Price Charting right now, this game complete is selling for $33. But if you go back 6 months, this game was only selling for $19 complete. So that's kind of interesting. Now, if we head over to eBay and look at the sold listings, we see the sold listings from $25 to $35, which is pretty much on par with Price Charting. So that's good there. But this game really shocked me. It's almost doubled in the last 6 months, which is totally amazing because this is one of those games that I think is a little bit underrated, but is totally well worth having in your Wii collection. So pick this game up before it goes any higher. One game that is totally worth picking up for playing for 5 minutes or 5 hours is Warioware Smooth Moves. Now, this is an awesome game, and if you've ever played any of the Warioware games, you know that this is all about minigames. So if you like playing Mario Party and you've never played this game before, it is perfect because it has all those minigames without the board, and it's just overall a ton of fun, and I highly recommend this game. Now, if we head over to Price Charting and look this game up right now, we are looking at a value complete of about $17, whereas if we go back 6 months, well, it was worth $18, so the price hasn't really changed at all there. But if we look on eBay sold listings, we do see this game selling from between $15 and $20, which goes pretty much hand in hand with what Price Charting was saying, so that helps to validate that. But why hasn't this game gone up or down? Why has it kind of stayed stagnant? Now, it has gone down $1, but that's not really much, so I just chalked that up to being about the same price. So why has this not gone up or down in value? I think this game is kind of underrated. I think people overlook it because there are other games in the series and the franchise, and I feel like this is one that just kind of gets left out and forgotten. So it is what it is. Now, Warioware is totally fun, and you should get it if you've never played it, because it's a pretty cheap game and the value of it really hasn't changed much. Up next, we have an awesome game, and that game is Donkey Kong Country Returns. Now, if you did miss this from the Super Nintendo, you didn't get it on the Nintendo 64, you didn't get it on the GameCube, and then it finally returned on the Wii, so it was definitely missed. But this side-scrolling platformer is one that is totally awesome, and you should definitely play it if you don't have this in your collection, because it's definitely a ton of fun. Now, if you pick this game up right now, if we head over to Pricecharting, this game is worth $11 complete. But if we go back 6 months, this game was selling for around $15, so it did drop in value a little bit there. But if we head over to eBay and look at sold listings, we see this game selling from anywhere from $13 to like $18 to $20, so it's right around what Pricecharting is, but maybe a little bit higher on eBay. But Pricecharting does take other platforms into it as well, so that's where we see the difference there. But why is this game sub under $20, but it's such a good game? Well, I think for the most part, when anyone says Donkey Kong Country, you think of the Super Nintendo games. You love that, and so you probably forget about this one and play the Super Nintendo games, which is forgivable, yes, but this is one of those games that you have to at least play once. So if you haven't played it, you definitely should. But this is a pretty awesome game, and I think that's why this game hasn't gone up in value yet. It might, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But it's an awesome game that I think gets overlooked because of the Super Nintendo games that were so amazing. Here we are talking about New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Now this is my favorite and probably the best side-scrolling platformer on the Nintendo Wii. If you disagree, comment down below and tell me what you think is better, but I digress. Let's talk about the value of this game and see what it's actually worth. Now, I'm assuming this game is worth more than it probably is because it's an awesome game, but on the other hand, they did make a ton of copies of this. So when I looked at Pricecharting, it did show this game complete worth $20, but if you go back 6 months, you are looking at $24 for this game. So that's a price value of about $4, but if we head over to eBay sold listings, we see this game selling from anywhere between $20 and $25, which is right around the sweet spot that we would expect this game to be selling for. So I think this is well worth it at $20 or even $25. Now, like I said, the reason this game isn't worth a lot more is because they mass-produced this. This was one of the games that Nintendo made so many copies of. The supply outweighs the demand for this game. Sadly, it's a really awesome game, but they just made so many that it really hasn't shot up in value. Now, it might in the future, or it might not. We'll have to see, but it's definitely a game you should be playing on your Wii if you don't already own this. Moving on to talking about one of the most expensive, or one of the more expensive GameCube games, and that is Twilight Princess. Now, this was released at the end of the lifespan of the Nintendo GameCube and at the beginning of the Nintendo Wii, obviously. So it was on both systems, and this game is worth a lot on the GameCube, but it's not worth as much as it was on the GameCube as it is the Wii. I'm only joking. This game is not worth anything near the price of the GameCube version. Now, if we look up Twilight Princess on the Wii on Pricecharting right now, you are looking at a price of around $13. If you go back 6 months, this game right here, complete, is selling for $15. So not much of a value change realistically, but it did go down a little bit, but that is okay there. Now, I will say that this game is totally awesome and you should own it, but let's go ahead and see what eBay prices are. If we go to eBay sold listings, we see this game is selling from anywhere between $15 and $20, which is a little bit more than Pricecharting is, but that's okay. It's close enough that I think it's comfortable to say that it depends on what day we're looking at and all that stuff. But why is this game not worth it? I think this game is not worth as much as the GameCube version because this was the beginning of the Wii lifespan. They made a ton of these like they did the new Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I think that kind of ruined the value of this game going forward. Now the GameCube version, there aren't as many copies, and so that is just shooting up in value. But this game is just as awesome as that one. Now, there's a little bit of difference because of the GameCube controller and all that, but they're both awesome games. So if you are interested in picking up one and you're on a budget, this is definitely the one you need to be picking up. If you remember when Xenoblade Chronicles came out on the Nintendo Wii, the prices were everywhere. It shot up in value and no one could get a copy of it. And then somehow GameStop owned the rights, and GameStop was actually making copies and selling them in their store and basically inflating the price artificially, and it was just a weird time. So Xenoblade Chronicles is an awesome open world adventure game, a role-playing game that is a ton of fun, but it has seen some dark days thanks to GameStop trying to artificially inflate the price. But if we look at this price right now on Pricecharting complete games, it is currently going for $29. But if we go back 6 months, this game was only worth $25. So we head over to eBay and check those prices out as well to make sure. And we see the sold listings are anywhere from like 27 to 35 maybe, and that's pretty much with Pricecharting right there, give or take $1 or $2 depending on who bought it and all that stuff. But that's really crazy that this game is worth about $30, but GameStop was artificially inflating the price back in the day. Now, why do I think this game is $5 more now than it was? I feel like this game has a cult-like following, and the people that own this game are keeping it in their collection. They're playing it over and over again and having fun with it. And the people that actually want the game are willing to spend a little bit more than $20 or $25 in order to get an awesome game like Xenoblade Chronicles. Next up is Mario Kart Wii, and this has to be one of my favorite Wii games, as well as one of my favorite Mario Kart games. It's just a ton of fun. All the maps are amazing. It is a really awesome game, and it works well if you're playing it by yourself or if you've got friends over. And honestly, this game, it has made a lot of friends mad, and vice versa. They've made me mad and I've made them mad when playing this game. So I have to bring this up. It's just one of those games that you must have in your collection. Now, if you look up this game on Pricecharting right now complete, you are looking at a value of $22. But if we look this game up 6 months ago, the values dropped dramatically because this was worth $32, which is pretty crazy. Now, if we head over to eBay and we look at sold listings there, we notice that the game is actually selling on eBay for between $25 and $30, which is kind of more of what I would expect, not 22 being the average. So I will say it seems like Pricecharting is a little off there, but maybe that's because a bunch of games sold yesterday for a lower value, bringing it down. I don't know how that works day to day and all that stuff. But this game is worth about $25, which kind of makes sense. This game is not one of the newer Mario Kart games. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has like every bell and whistle you can think of. You've got Mario Kart Double Dash from the GameCube, which is highly revered. This one's highly revered as well, but they made a bunch of copies of it, and so I feel like the supply is definitely there, but the demand is a little bit lower than the supply, which is why it's not driving that price up, and it's actually declining a little bit over time. So if you're looking to pick this game up, you should probably pick it up right now because it's actually pretty cheap. These are the games I decided to talk about and look up the prices this week compared to 6 months ago. So if there's games I missed out on or games you would like to see the prices of, you know what to do, comment down below. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, all that stuff. It helps the channel out there as well. If you are interested in supporting the channel monetarily, you can either check out the merch right below this video, or you can hit that join membership button. It gets you early access to my videos, usually about a day early before they release. So if you're interested in that, check it out. But with that being said, that's all I got. Peace.